My mother and father have always struck me as adventurers. Will and Marion lived in Brazil for 8 years in the 1940s and 50s. I picked up a love of travel from both of them. It was Dad who really fueled my wanderlust, but a bit differently than his own. In 1977, when Dad and I first arrived on the coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, within a few hours Dad had met with city officials, been introduced to the local priest, and arranged for us to perform a puppet show for all the kids in the poor part of town. Me? I was back at the hotel taking a nap and shaking off the effects of travel and some inoculation. Dad woke me up by puttering around the hotel room. When I groaned and opened my eyes, he told me we had a show in 4 hours, and the stage still needed to be put together. That evening, they opened the gates to the church courtyard, and 2,000 kids poured in to watch the puppet show. I freaked out, along with Mike, the third member of our traveling puppet troupe, and we both immediately forgot any Spanish we knew. We scrambled to climb above the crush of all those kids. But Dad, he just beamed and calmly started translating and acting as master of ceremonies for the show, loving every minute of the chaos. During that trip, I had a nasty argument with my father. I apologized later and forgot about it. But years later, it was still on his mind. He told me respect is more important than love. I didn't understand what he was talking about for years. I'm not sure I understand it yet. After 2 weeks of performances in Mayan villages on the Yucatan, Dad returned to the United States. Mike and I continued the tour for another month, but it wasn't the same. The tour had lost a major source of energy. Neither Mike nor I were the hustlers that my father was, and we ended up doing only a fraction of the shows in that last month than Dad lined up in a week. But it was more relaxing. On the equinox at Chichen Itza, we met up with a group who snuck into the ruins late at night. We sat on the top of one of the Mayan temples, watching the stars gleam from horizon to horizon above the dark Yucatan plains, listening to the distant drums of the Mexican Boy Scouts in the jungle, acting out ancient equinox rituals of the Mayans with masks and drums. The experience was a gift of vision and magic. The puppet troupe was renamed after that to Night Vision Puppets. As I struggled to understand what Dad meant when he said, "Respect is more important than love," I placed myself back on that eve of the equinox, and the visions come. Maybe it's that love is something you almost have to give to family and get from them no matter who you are or what you do. Love is just there. Respect, on the other hand, is something you earn, something based on who you are or what you have done. Our Mexican trip with puppets was 27 years ago, and I'm about the same age now that Dad was then. I'm performing a whole lot fewer puppet shows these days, and Dad is traveling a lot less now in his 80s. But at our latest show together in 2001, the energy was still there, as well as the love, and yes, the respect we share, as we give each other the space we need for the travels that are our lives.
Lá vem a baiana de saia rodada, sandália bordada, vem me convidar para sambar, mas eu não vou. Lá vem a baiana coberta de contas, pisando nas pontas, achando que eu sou o seu ioiô, mas eu não vou. Lá vem a baiana mostrando os encantos, falando nos santos, dizendo que é filha do Senhor do